Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in this world. Thank you for joining us. It is good to see some folks already here. We have we have C. Henry in the chat, and as always, our faithful little Twitch guardian, Alex, joining us. It is great to have you guys here. Thank you for joining us on yet again another episode of the 5-year review. How are you, my good friend?
I'm quite doing all right, buddy. How you been doing?
I am alive. I am breathing. I am here. We watched a really good episode of AEW last night.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, probably one of the best that they'd done. Good episode. We'll get to that.
By far the best Collision episode ever. The first one.
Yeah. We'll get to breaking that all down very, very shortly. But what's been going on in your world, Stephen? Anything new?
Nothing much, my friend. Nothing much,
no?
buddy. No.
And just so everyone knows, no, we did not confer beforehand about wearing red. So this is just a happenstance that we're both wearing red. By the way, I told Bobby that he's welcome to go to Stephen's house, so he's heading there as we speak. Uh-oh, Stephen. You're going to have a visitor.
Bobby who?
You're moving house, aren't you? Look, we are going over the very first episode of Collision this week. Big show, breaking it down at the United Center in Chicago, Saturday the 17th of June of 2023. The return to in-ring action and to the company of CM Punk, as well as the debut, obviously, of Collision. On paper, looking at this card here, Stephen, thoughts, feelings before, obviously, the watching of the actual show?
This is before the CM Punk and the Young Bucks situation. Or after
no,
that,
this
right?
is after
that. Excuse me, after.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the aftermath of that. This is after him being injured, him and the Young Bucks, and taking almost 10 months off. So looking at that on paper, on that card alone on paper, thoughts, feelings, what did you think of how the show is going to pan out?
That card from top to bottom, it's a great card. And,
obviously, we open the show with a brand new video package set to Elton John's Saturday Night, which is then used for an indeterminate amount of time because that's what they were doing. They wanted to make Collision look different and feel different. We've got on commentary tonight, instead of Excalibur and Tony Schiavone or anyone like that, we've got Nigel McGuinness and Kevin Kelly of New Japan. And you'd think that could be a good combination.
I believe they were a commentary team back in Ring of Honor back in the day, but
yeah. But you'd think that they would be a good combination. But Kevin Kelly butchers the shit out of so many names on this show.
Yeah.
And butchers the shit out of so much on this show. It's just ridiculous.
It's really unlike Kevin Kelly, though, because he's usually not like that.
I don't know. I've listened to him in Japan, and he has a lot of problems pronouncing people's names and stuff like that. And
well, back in Ring of Honor, yeah, I don't think he was really like that, though. But
I personally think that he's good on commentary, but he can't be a lead, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I don't think he can be a lead commentator. I don't think he fits that role. Okay.
He's more like a backstage reporter, backstage guy.
I think backstage, or have him as the play-by-play guy.
Mm.
The color guy, not the play-by-play. Have him as the color commentator, just so that he's not actually the lead announcer of the show. And because Nigel's fine. Nigel is a great voice.
Yeah.
Me personally, if it was me, Ian Riccaboni and Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone, those three on commentary, brilliant.
That's give Excalibur a night off to let him do Dynamite and and all that.
Yeah. Like, I love Ian Riccaboni. I think he is brilliant on commentary. So, did you guys think that AEW was going to do a brand split with Punk covering up his world title? I think that they were looking at a brand split. They were looking at that. It was discussed that it was a soft brand split. So there was no hard and fast lines of it's CM Punk on this show, Young Bucks on that show, and that sort of thing. There was no hard and fast lines in that regard, because you could still have talent crossing over. But I think they were looking to implement some sort of brand split, but not have it as the way WWE did it, where they did separate pay-per-views and stuff like that. It was all just going to be amalgamated, and stories could cross the show. It's just, So, but it's just that Collision was going to more feature Punk, and then eventually Punk would have had a chat with the Young Bucks and possibly ended up back on Dynamite. I don't know.
Some would speculate that this is to accommodate CM Punk as far as Collision goes.
Yeah. MJF was not the world champion, was he?
No, I think Mox was back then.
Yeah, Mox was still the champion at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
but
Mox or Omega?
It wasn't Omega, because this was in June, and All In happened in August.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 2-month time frame. So there's a possibility MJF was the champ. Let me Google that, actually. When did he? Give me 2 seconds. I can find out. One time. He won the belt. When did he win the belt?
When was this Collision episode again?
This was 2023.
Is it June 14th? When is it the Collision?
It was in June. It was in June, June 7th.
Actually, AEW World Champion is MJF.
Yep. Okay,
So-
there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So MJF is the world champion at that point.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, everyone, for
I'm wrong too. I said Mox.
providing misinformation. But yes, MJF is your world champion. We get the opening of the show, obviously, with CM Punk. This is the famous, or now infamous, "Tell me when I'm telling lies" promo.
Yeah.
The one where he calls himself One Bill Phil, in a company full of counterfeit bucks and stuff like that. He's got the boots around his neck and he's carrying the red bag with the title in the bag. We don't see the title because obviously that's in the bag, but we do get a reference to it in the promo.
I believe he defended it too.
He did end up defending that world title. He defended it against Ricky Starks.
Yeah, Ricky Starks, I believe, yeah.
And he also defended it against Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe was at the pay-per-view, All In.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for the delay of Punk and Joe was because of the fight that happened backstage. So we didn't know what was going on. There was a delay in getting them out to the ring. But yeah, we didn't know until afterwards.
And I believe CM Punk left the promotion, and then Ricky the Dragon Steamboat took in to wrestle Ricky Starks at that time too.
Yeah, Punk was suspended because of All In, and then they moved Ricky the Dragon into the situation. Like they furthered it with Ricky Starks and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat because
that was really a head scratcher there.
They had to pivot. I hate that fucking word, but they had to pivot.
Yeah.
And change plans because of the situation that was going down with Punk at the time. So they had to make changes to the programming, and they weren't expecting Punk to. I'm guessing they weren't expecting Punk to be back, and then obviously he got fired. So it was a really, really weird time for Collision after that happened, and it's still been a weird time for Collision.
Yeah.
Punk, as I said, he had the boots around his neck. He does carry them and says until someone can fill his shoes, that he's still going to be there, and he'll be here for pretty much until someone beats him, which clearly is not the case. Because he decided to get into a brawl backstage, and but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother episode. And
it'll be a 3-hour episode.
That'll be a 5-hour episode because of the fact it was relating to fucking All In. But anyway, we move on from CM Punk's "Tell Me When I'm Telling Lies" promo to a video package for Christian and Luchasaurus and Wardlow, where Luchasaurus is going to wrestle Wardlow for the TNT Championship. Solid match. Obviously, Luchasaurus ends up winning the match, winning the TNT Championship from Wardlow after Christian has interfered in the match.
Some of them are pretty shocked, though, of the title change right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Wardlow was managed by Arn Anderson at that time, too.
Yes, he was. Wardlow was being managed by Arn Anderson. In the video package, we saw that Arn Anderson had been attacked. Arn Anderson's kid had been attacked, and all that sort of stuff. So it was a good match. This is the start of the Christian claiming he's the TNT championship. It's not quite Father of the Year, but it's getting there. We're building to Father of the Year.
Getting close to it, yep. But it's been the best run for Christian, far as his career goes.
100%.
Bar none.
I don't know. I think his TNA run was pretty good.
Oh, I forgot about his TNA run.
Yeah.
As a face or heel?
Yeah. He did both in TNA.
Yeah. So, which one did you think better?
I think Christian always works better as a heel.
I agree.
He's good as a face, but Matt Hardy, Marty Jannetty all suffer from that. We were in a tag team. One is more famous than the other. One is better than the other. The Steiners, Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner. But this is the fun part with the Steiners, because originally Rick Steiner was the big, like the face guy and the one that everybody paid attention to. But the minute that Scott Steiner joined the NWO, complete fucking role reversal. No one cared about Rick Steiner, and Scott Steiner was the guy.
Yeah.
So the Steiners are a team that managed to fob that off somehow. I don't know how, but they managed to do that. Another example, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Yes, they are both loved, but Kevin Nash was more liked.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash was more liked. People appreciated Scott Hall, but people saw the drama with Scott Hall. So I don't know. But let's not go into the tag teams of old, because I'll be here all day. So, Luchasaurus wins the TNT championship. Christian hijacks the championship and decides that he's going to be the champion until he actually wins it a few weeks later. But that's a whole nother discussion. We go backstage to Powerhouse Hobbs and QT Marshall interview, where they're talking about Collision was essentially made for for Powerhouse. Much for muchness in that regard. We go to
TV stuff.
Sorry?
That was one thing of that QTV.
Yeah. We go to our second match of the night, which is honoring the House of Black with Buddy Matthews versus Andrade El Idolo.
Great match.
Or as Kevin Kelly, Andrade El Ido. Or Andrade El Idol.
Or something like that.
Yeah, he butchered the name so many times. One thing I did notice, the ring announcer, she butchered Buddy Matthews' name, though. She called him Buddy Murphy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Give me a sec. Where is it? We were watching it, wasn't it? I want to bring it up. I want to bring it up because we were watching it. It was the first episode, wasn't it? Yep. Okay. Keep the people entertained.
Excuse me. Come in with a cough here a little bit.
Okay. I want to bring this up. So where were we? Let's move that there for a second. What I want to do is show this, because you got to listen to it. You got to listen to it.
Did he leave a reaction as far as Buddy Matthews go?
I don't know. I don't remember, but you've got to
Ring numbers
listen
with
to
their
it.
own name.
Yeah, you've got to listen to this.
Members of the House of Black.
Ominous imposing the House of Black.
Contest is set forward for with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Julia Hart from Melbourne, Australia, weighing in at 227 pounds, honoring the House of Black, Buddy Murphy.
1/3 of the trios champ.
You hear it?
Yep.
You hear it? She says Buddy Murphy instead of saying Buddy Matthews.
Oh, man.
Yeah. She screws up. She says Buddy Murphy instead of Buddy Matthews. Now, I'm wondering, she sounds like an announcer who's worked for WWE previously.
Mm.
I don't know if she has. She may have.
I don't remember, to be honest with you, but that's really a goof on her part.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice it.
Yeah, I noticed it. And I picked up on it because I'm like, hold on, she said Buddy Murphy instead of Buddy Matthews. So, this was a fantastic match.
Mm-hmm.
This was, for me, going back and looking at it, this was match of the night.
Agree. And both of them are coming back from injuries, too.
Yeah, they were both coming back from injuries, and they sold in regards to those injuries. They showed signs that the injuries were still annoying them and still niggling at them.
Stop the match for a couple minutes.
Yeah, we got a "Let's Go Doctors" chant. Because at the point where they got the doctors out, we got a "Let's Go Doctors" chant. Unfortunately, Andrade wins this with his girlfriend's move. He steals his girlfriend's move, which is the figure eight.
Well, Buddy did the same thing with his wife. Submission hold. He did the what do you call it? Sharpshooter figure four leg lock type.
Which the clover? Which one?
Like a clover leaf. Buddy was standing up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about now? That's Rhea's move.
Yeah. Oh, yep. The one where she's got him like swinging sort of thing. Yeah. Andrade's pinched Charlotte's move and put that on, and then won the match. He ends up getting attacked by the House of Black after the match, which fantastic. House of Black are brilliant. I want to see more of them. I want them to do more. I want Malachi to get a spot in the title picture, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, same here.
We then get a video package for Scorpio Sky, who is coming back to Collision, but we saw him, I think, a few weeks later, and then
he got injured again, did he?
Yeah, he got injured again. We go to Tony Nese being in the ring, which Tony Nese is being him.
Tony Nese wants us to do the Jane Fonda workout.
Yep. And he's going up against Miro. Now, you got to remember, this show is every single person who's been out injured or who's had a problem on Wednesday nights has come back.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got Punk, you've got Andrade, you've got Buddy, and the House of Black, because the House of Black had a few problems as well.
Brody King came off with a broken hand because he punched a wall.
Yep. You've got Miro back here as well. Miro comes back, so that's another one. Good standard Miro type squash match, because of obviously the fact they wanted to hype Miro up a little bit. But it's a standard squash match. We then moved.
Very few AEW matches for Miro.
Yeah. We then moved to a video package for CM Punk. Really well done, really well filmed. One thing I give AEW, they know how to film a video package, and they know how to put it together. I have only seen over the past few months WWE step up the quality of their video packages.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Roman Reigns tonight, the quality of it was great.
Yeah, it was. I saw the promo was pretty good.
Yeah, the promo and the quality of the video package was actually really good. I like that sort of thing, but it also takes me out of it a little bit.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different story. Once again, not going into it. We've got for our third match of the night. Our fourth match of the night. We have the Outcasts. So Tony Storm and Ruby Soho versus Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Good women's match. A really good women's match.
Gotta keep the hometown girl happy.
Yep, we kept the hometown girl happy. We got Willow and Sky winning this match. It was a really, really good match, and like the whole show felt like it was structured properly.
Yeah,
and it felt like everything mattered.
It was structured better than when they started off with Dynamite back in the day. The first episodes, it was structured a whole lot better.
Yeah. It was structured better. It felt like we were getting quality matches that had some sort of meaning, had some sort of story. We were opening up stories for the show as well, because obviously we're opening up the stories with Luchasaurus and the TNT Championship, which ended up crossing between Dynamite and Collision. But then we've also got the we're opening up the Miro side of things. We're opening up in Andrade and the House of Black and all that sort of stuff. And we're also opening up CM Punk, and we're starting to make we're sort of starting to continuing to make Jay White main focuses of being on Collision and being the start of their push towards that major star of the company. What do you think?
Yeah.
But the Sky and Willow win this match. Sky's mum gets involved.
Slapping Tony and Ruby.
Yep. So this is green era Tony Storm, because she's in the Outcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And this is before she's obviously lost her shit and gone full timeless Tony Storm. We then moved to sorry,
the Marilyn Monroe look-alike.
Yeah, and look, I ain't gonna lie. At first, that timeless Tony Storm gimmick got me on
enjoyed it.
The back foot, but then after a while, I was like, you know what, this fucking works. How this works, I don't know.
Tits out or their tits out and watch for the shoe.
Chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe. Yep. And I thought it worked out brilliantly. Like the whole gimmick worked brilliantly. I can see people's frustrations and the reason they're upset for her not coming back as timeless Tony Storm. But there could be layers to this.
Yep.
There could be layers to this. You can easily play that she lost her fucking mind and that she had to go away, but then eventually when she wins the title belt, she can start fracturing her psyche between the Timeless and the Rocker.
The three faces of Tony.
Yeah. You can essentially do that. You can have a Mick Foley-esque type of thing with her, and it would work brilliantly.
Yep.
I think if anyone is to pull off a Mick Foley-esque type of thing, it's her.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I think it's her. She has a brain for this business. She has a brain for what her character should be and how it should work. And I think that allowing her to do these things definitely helps. And if you can create a situation where you've got the three faces of Tony, you're capitalizing.
Yeah.
Like in this day and age of figures and merchandise, you could put out 3 different variants of Tony Storm and people are buying it.
Mm-hmm.
People will buy it because it will be like Mick Foley back in the day.
Yeah. That would be awesome if she would do that.
I think that she definitely has the possibility of doing it. I don't think she needs to be as hardcore and crazy in the ring as Mick Foley was, but I think that she can definitely pull off the three different characters across a timeline sort of period.
I'll make a third one though. She got the Timeless and the Rocker type.
She's got the Timeless, the Rocker, and I'm sure she can come up with the third one. Yeah. I'm sure that she could do it. She could easily do it. That's my opinion. Let us know what you guys think, if you think that that's the case, or if you think that she should just stick to one. Let us know.
Maybe a hardcore type. That was a third one.
Maybe. We get a video package for Ricky Starks in regards to the Owen Hart Cup, because this is at the point where we're talking about the Owen Hart Cup. And he says he's going to go on and enter the Owen Hart Cup and win the Owen Hart Cup, and it's going to be all about Ricky. This is just before he, because he wrestles Punk in the Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah.
So this is just before the program starts with Punk. We then get to the Acclaimed coming out, who are major baby faces at this time. They do their scissoring in Chicago, and Tony Schiavone gets involved with getting scissored. Hi, DM. Thank you for joining us. It's good to see you.
DM.
The Acclaimed come out. They get their scissoring on, and Tony Schiavone gets involved. We then go on to the main event, which is not just a short main event. No. It's not just 5 minutes and done. This is a full-length main event.
I'd say about 30 minutes, wasn't it? Close to about 25, 30-minute match.
Give me a second.
Counting the commercials and the picture-in-picture.
The match started the introduction started at 1 hour, 20 minutes into the show. So the match gets underway once Punk's in the ring.
That's the 6-man tag, right?
Yeah, this is the 6-man tag. So it's CM Punk and FTR versus Samoa Joe, Juice Robinson, and Jay White. The match starts. It's a 25-minute match.
It's a good match, good lengthy match.
Yeah, it's a 25-minute match. We get a good length of a match here.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 6-man tag that goes 25 minutes.
It's a great match too, by the way, too.
We're building to Samoa Joe versus Punk for the pay-per-view. So we're reigniting the feud between CM Punk and Samoa Joe. We're building Jay White and Juice Robinson to go towards the tag team sort of thing, and also helping solidify them as a team that is able to, or like people that are actually able to main event. But really, really good match, really good back and forth. Punk's time in the ring for most of the match is limited.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that this is a damn good match.
Mhm.
Like, honestly, besides the Tony Nese and Miro match, all the matches on the show have been really good.
Yeah. And you gotta have a one that one match has gotta be,
You've got to have that one that falls down.
yeah. That could take a breather from the fans and all that.
Yeah, all the matches on the show have been really good. CM end up winning the match, so the Punk and FTR end up winning the match. But we get points where there are chokeholds on all three of like the guys of Punk and FTR, and it looks like Punk's going to tap out, but it's fantastic. Like, we get some really good quality wrestling. This felt like a show that you could watch and go, holy shit, this is what I enjoy.
It makes you want to watch it again.
Yeah. This is a show you can go back to and you can enjoy the quality of it.
Mhm.
Okay, forget about the bullshit that happened with Punk afterwards.
Yeah.
Go back, watch this episode, and see that this was a damn good card.
It was. Yep. Great card.
Yeah. It was a great card. It was great segments all along, except for that one match with Tony Nese and Miro. That's my only downfall.
Yep.
Miro obviously picks up down the line, but that's further on in regards to it. But we're building here a show that could potentially have become to the level of what SmackDown is for WWE.
Mhm.
Like how Raw and SmackDown are your A and B shows. It could have easily been A and B shows, with Dynamite being your A show, but Collision being your B show.
Yep.
And
Shockwave be your C show.
Yeah, or Rampage being your C show.
Yeah. Well, I think Rampage is going off the air pretty soon too.
No confirmed hard date on it, but there is talk that by the end of this year, Rampage will be gone. But in saying that, tonight's episode of Rampage did have the return match of Tony Storm on it. So, and this past few weeks, they've had some quality matches on Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was about 2 weeks ago, they had a whole Lucha Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had sorry?
CMAL promotion.
Yep, they had the guys from CMLL. Hechicero was there. You had some really good wrestling. Like, it was a really good show. If you actually go and watch it, the past few weeks have had some really good matches on Rampage. I think that they kind of want to send Rampage out with a bang.
Yeah.
Yeah. C. Henry says, originally Punk was a plus for AEW, but I feel he was also a cancer at the end. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think that the biggest downfall for people are going to hate this, and I'm calling it now. The turning point for AEW, even though Punk was there and we had momentum going through to All in Wembley and all that sort of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
The biggest turning point was the return of Cody Rhodes to WWE, because that was the first major shot across the bow of a person jumping from the secondary company to the big company. I think if Cody had stayed, things could have been a bit different, and I think that we also wouldn't have had as big a situation with Punk backstage.
Yeah. Or about not have CM Punk, though. Never know.
Well, Punk and Cody were in the company at the same time.
Oh, were they? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cody left in early 2022, 22, I think. He came back at WrestleMania because he's done 3 WrestleManias. Yeah, 2022. So he did WrestleMania. Maybe there was so Punk wasn't there at the time.
Punk didn't debut till Survivor Series.
I'm just trying to think. When did Punk debut in? We just went over this last week. When did Punk debut on Rampage?
That was
that was July.
Yeah, July. July of 2022, isn't it?
There you go. So no, Cody had already gone.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to talk about in regards to Cody leaving, and we'll never know the exact truth on why Cody left. I don't think we'll ever know. No, I don't think Cody's one of those people who will talk a lot of shit in regards to why he left the company.
Well, the only one who knows is TK. That's pretty much it.
I don't even think TK really knows, because Cody has said in interviews, it was not a matter of money. It was not a matter of money because TK was willing to put the money on the table.
Yeah.
There was just something that Cody didn't agree with at the time, so I don't know. But I think if Cody didn't leave, we would have had a hell of a lot different landscape in regards to the way both companies are. Both companies. That's my personal opinion. I never knew what Khan said in the Forbes interview, so I don't know what that's in regards to. Can you give me a breakdown on that, C. Henry? Just a quick breakdown. So
if that was the case, then all magazine interviews, they can sometimes write interviews out of content.
100%, very much so. They can do it with TV. They can easily manipulate you.
Yeah,
anything.
Mm-hmm.
We could have pre-recorded this, and I could have easily edited out that you said that CM Punk was the worst professional wrestler to ever exist, even worse than Bret Hart and Charlotte Flair. But I didn't. So, but I think Cody saw it one way, and the company saw it another way.
Yeah, I guess Cody didn't like the direction where it's going. I guess pretty much why he left.
Cody definitely has said that if he'd stayed in the company, his next big feud was going to be Sting.
Yeah,
he would have been given Sting, and I think that would have been a good feud, but we clearly didn't build to that. So
maybe Tony wanted Cody to be a heel, and he didn't want to be a heel. I don't know.
I mean, if you're wanting to listen to if you're wanting to listen to your crowd and your fans, do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Tony Khan took credit for everything as far as CEO, president, and creative. Well,
creative about 50%.
I will give Khan one thing. I remember that he took one look at a segment on Dynamite with the punches not looking real between Dark Order. It was the beatdown segment. And he was like, no, we can't have that. Because it was completely missing. And it looked sloppy as fuck. And he took that and went, no, we can't have that. Which is completely understandable. So, but that's pretty much it for this episode of Collision. And what we've needed to discuss from it. Going out, now that you've watched the show back, what would you rate this out of 5?
3 3/4.
3 3/4. I would rate this a 4.
4.
Yeah, I would have gone higher if everything was fantastic.
Yeah.
If like for me, the quality of the matches that we got, the quality of the card, was really, really good. Like the Buddy Matthews Andrade El Idolo match was fantastic. The Wardlow Luchasaurus match was good. Miro's match sucked, but that was just because it was a squash. That was just because it was a squash match. The Punk FTR versus Joe White and Robinson was a 25-minute classic, like a 25-minute match. The women's match, as much as people shit on women's matches, it was good. It was damn good. Like they did really, really well. A lot of these talents that are jumping over to WWE thinking the grass is greener on the other side. And that is exactly the way it happened with WCW.
Yep.
The same happened with WCW. Everybody thought it was greener on the other side. Kevin Nash was like, we can get Sting money. And yeah, they could get Sting money, but by the end of it, the inmates were running the asylum. Fine example, look at Andrade. Has his character gotten over? I knew the minute that Andrade went back to WWE, there was no way he was going to. People were going to talk and be like, oh my God, Andrade's gone. Andrade's back. Look at him now. He's won a fucking Twitter title.
Yeah. About Andrade, did he get hurt the Ric Flair's last match? How he got injured?
I think so, yeah. But Andrade was never happy. Andrade was never happy. Let's be honest, Jade will not get a new deal after this one ends. Probably. You're probably right there, C. Henry. I think if anything, she gets pushed to maybe go and do movies or stuff like that, because that's where WWE can get her into that. And that's what she wanted. She wanted to be able to go do TV shows and movies and stuff like that. But
she'll get a phone call from either Marvel or DC Comics to play Storm.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You got to think about this. When Cody left AEW, he didn't just leave an AEW contract. He left an AEW contract, a TNT contract as well.
Yep.
Because he was also on that the Go Big show, whatever it was, and they had in works that show with him and Brandy that was like Ms. and Mrs.
That reality show, and not only that, they did a YouTube of Brandy's cooking shows. Yeah,
like he had so much that so money was on the table. Money was on the table, and he threw that all away to go to WWE. Don't get me wrong, he's a big star in WWE, but he's not huge. people don't care that he's the world champion. They care that Roman's not the world champion.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but that's the case. People care that Roman's not the champion. The Bloodline story has been going for 4 fucking years, and people care more about that than they do about the championship and Cody's story.
Yeah. Now that after that War Games match, the Bloodline storyline's pretty much on IR.
Yep. Ricky might not be the man he thinks he will be in WWE. He won't be. They will not allow Ricky Starks to be the next generation of The Rock.
Look at the cruiserweight version of The Rock.
Ricky Starks had that potential to be the main event guy on Collision, to be the top guy on Collision. And I'm going to say it, he fucked himself over.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You want to go support your friends. Fine. But you do everything to showcase that you do everything to show that you are not there, especially when you're signed to another fucking company.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a TV contract. There's nothing wrong with going where you want to go. Just don't be disrespectful in the process. 100% agree with you.
Yep.
If you want to go to a different company, be respectful. The talk of the town lately is the Penta and Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
Those two. Apparently, they've done this previously with other companies. They've talked shit on other companies, and because of it. But in their time, they've been the company guys until they're not happy because they want to go somewhere else and try and get as much money as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And do you really think that Penta and Phoenix are gonna get over with the casuals in Japan, in WWE?
No.
As Kalen just said, no.
No.
No. If it wasn't for AEW, a lot of these guys wouldn't have ever been on WWE's radar. Tony Khan has been too nice. Okay, I want to bring up a point on this. And this is one that gets me a lot of shit.
Let's hear it.
There's a guy who works for WWE right now. Previously worked for WCW.
Mm-hmm.
He is a former five-time world champion.
Do a spin a Rudy Rass.
Fuck no. I will break my neck trying to do that. Booker T is a guy who works for WWE and is a shill for that fucking company.
Yep.
One of the biggest shills for that company. But I will tell you right now, if they did not purchase WCW, if WWE did not purchase WCW, no fucking way would Booker T have gotten a job at WWE.
Nope.
He was not on their radar.
Nope.
He was not. He was nowhere near their radar. But he is a company shill for the company.
Mm-hmm.
He left and went to TNA, and he was still a company shill.
Yep.
For me, this is my opinion. I know that a lot of people don't fucking like it, but that's the way I see it. Booker T is a guy who is a classic case of I'm the company man. People are going to shit on this. Seth Rollins is another fine example.
Yeah.
Except with the exception for Seth Rollins is he has worked ROH, he has worked in the indies.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a mega fucking company guy.
Mhm.
Ever since Rollins made it to the WWE, he is a company guy and been a company guy all the way through.
Mhm.
He talks shit on the indies, even though he was a guy in the indies that the WWE called out to
Yep.
and wanted. So they're and they shit on the indies because they think that it's going to help them and help their brand, and they look at and help the company. It's not. I'm going to see. Henry says, truth be told, WWE made a fool out of Booker T when he was an active wrestler. Agreed.
Quack, quack.
Agreed. Did WCW ever tell the story of Booker T being an ex-convict? The answer is no.
Nope.
No, they didn't. And they wouldn't. Yeah, WWE did.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they gave him this story, but it was still, he would never have been looked at. And if he was, it was only for Harlem Heat to be a tag team.
Yeah, because they did that confidential episode.
Yep.
And they mentioned about Booker T's past.
I know that people will shit on this when they look at it and see. Look, when people find this and look back, someone's going to take this and drag the shit out of me on it. But it's the honest fucking truth. Booker T wouldn't have seen the light of day in WWE if he'd applied for WWE before WCW and had gone and been in WCW. And still Triple H beat him fair and square. Yeah, there's so much to go over in that regard, and that would take us forever. We're going to get out of here because we have finished our review, and we may introduce another show where we just break down our feelings on certain shit, and if that comes to case, that'll be one of the episodes.
All I can say is we hope it won't be canceled.
No, that's only if I say these things like Beyonce Knowles is fucking horrendous. Taylor Swift sucks.
Beep.
Those two things. Like, look, people fall in love with Taylor Swift, but guess what? She's just a fucking multi-billionaire that doesn't care about you. Anyway, we are going to get out of here. I have been Raz. C. Henry, he says, great review as always, gents.
Thank you.
That has been Stephen. Thank you, everyone who has tuned in and come across this stream. I really do appreciate it. If you like what you hear, click the subscribe button, click the like button, share it to your friends, share it to your enemies. Tell them I made fun of Taylor Swift. Do whatever. Do whatever you have to. Until next time. Oh, actually, before we go, shit, I fucked up.
Oh, really?
Next Friday night at the standard time of 9:30 p.m. Central Time, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Australian Time, and 3:30 a.m. in the UK, we will be bringing you Fight for the Fallen 2020. So this is the second ever Fight for the Fallen. It is not the first one because the first one was a goddamn pay-per-view.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. So Fight for the Fallen, the reason we're doing the second one is because it was on TNT. The first one was a pay-per-view, and the first one was this was the third ever event that AEW had put on. So because it didn't fall as a TV product, we're not going to technically do it. We will eventually look at pay-per-views, but that's coming more likely in 2025.
But also we'll be doing a post show for the Holiday Bash too, folks.
Yep.
Right.
We will have the post show for the Holiday Bash. coming up on Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 p.m. Central, is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
9:30 Central.
Once again, 2:30 p.m. Australian Time, 3:30 in the morning if you're in the UK. And if you're on the west coast of America, figure it the fuck out, because I don't fucking know.
7:30.
There you go. There you go. I have no clue. We are going to get out of here. I've been Raz. That's been Steven. And
Bye, guys.